Gas that shit in there.
From the 757 to the 713, where you know we stay whipping through the streets. Some will call it swinging bang, some will call it slow ride. I just call it cruising to the beat.
It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the beat.
Da, 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 da. It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the.
Da, 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 da.
Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is Wednesday, November 20th. How are we on Wednesday? Nope, that's not. How are we already a week away from Thanksgiving? Like, I felt like November literally just started. I feel like I was just talking about Veterans Day, and now we're here. Like, that was 9 days. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Sorry. That was 9 days. And I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, yo, I feel like we've been, this is weird. I don't like it. I'm in a different realm right now, but all right, my fault. But what we're going to be talking about today is Bleach. Nothing but Bleach. 1,000 Years Blood War, the past 2 episodes. I didn't get to talk about last week's episode, but I will be talking about it today. And then also we'll be talking about, 2 weeks ago episode, and then the last week's episode. And then we're going to be back on track, kind of, because I'm not doing an original series today. You're just going to be hearing the new series. So if you're here to listen to the original series, I will have episode 7 out sometime this week to review on and stuff like that. So if you are watching with me with the original, I promise the 7th episode will be done, reviewed, all the rest of that cool stuff. This week. It'll be done this week. I promise. I promise. Not just to myself, but to you, the people that are listening to this pod. So I appreciate you so much for listening, because you are beautiful. But where you can find the Cruise Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates of the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast. Also on Twitter at Nicetown Finest. Yes, let's go. So the first episode we're going to be talking about today is Holy Reborn. Hold on. My fault. Sorry, my allergies are kicking my ass. Yes, the Holy Reborn. Okay, now let me tell y'all what the Holy Reborn is real quick. It's when Yahba has now taken full control and absorbed the Soul King's powers. Okay, he's fully absorbed all of it, to the point where he has nothing but eyes all over his face, and it scares some of his Steinritters. I'm gonna say Steinritters, and that's what I'm gonna fucking call them. Pretty much his lieutenants, and not one of them. One of them was like straight scared, and I'm just sitting here watching. I'm just like, yo, this is one of your lieutenants? Like, this is the guy that is supposed to sit here and protect you? Like, he said, are you afraid of my appearance, my child? And he's like, yeah, I am. You have nothing but eyes all over your face. I don't know what this is. Okay, I'm going to say one thing, though. This is the one thing, the one cliche or whatever, the one thing that animes do, especially action animes, is that they make the big bad into a monster looking thing. Even though, I know I probably said this before, even though I feel like the scarier one is the human form. The one I'm like, that could be somebody's granddaddy over here walking around shooting arrows at people, shooting spirit arrows at people, and you know what I'm saying, reishi bombs. But I'm sitting here watching, I'm just like, you didn't have to do this to him. But I mean, I know it's in the mangas, so that's why I'm not going to sit here and be mad about it. But I mean, it's actually not a bad look. The way they kind of did this, the studio did this, man. It's just so beautiful. Oh my gosh! So I want to stick with the Steinritters for a second. So, Yaba has now started to create his kingdom. Pretty much, he said, "Look, I don't like the way the Soul Kings look. A little bland. I'm not a fan of it. It's just." We're going to do some more, we're going to do some rearranging around here. So, just in case people don't know, Quincy's are reishi. They have to use reishi to create their arrows, which is like an pretty much like a little spirit dust type shit going on right there. So they have to use this, which pretty much creates the one thing it does create is footholds, and also they just really energy. It's pretty much energy for them. I'm sorry, and can create structures. That's pretty much what all the structures in the Soul Society is made of, is reishi. So clearly, the Quincy's are overpowered when they go into the Soul Society, because this is just okay. So we just have unlimited power around us. So that's pretty much what they're doing right now. At this point, is creating his new kingdom up for his own Soul Palace in Soul Kingdom. So this is it's actually pretty sweet how he does it. All right. So as you guys know, last episode we saw Grimjow Jagger Jack come back. Wow. Let's go. Okay, sorry. My fault. So we see Grimjow come back as Ichigo pretty much was down on every like Ichigo should have got killed by Uryu for real, if we're being honest. But we see Grimjow coming back, and Grimjow really just wants to fight Ichigo. But he is only brought back because Waco Mundo is going to be destroyed if the Soul King destroys everything. Pretty much that's what his job, what he wants to do, is create a whole new world. He wants to destroy the Soul Society, the Precipice world, Waco Mundo, and also probably the world of the living, and create just a Quincy kingdom. That's all he wants. And so Grimjow's like, look, hey, look, man, practically right now in Waco Mundo, probably Grimjow is king there. And he's probably just like, I can't have that. We can't do that. Well, not king. It's just his world that he's from. Sorry, my leg is itching. Goodness gracious. But surprisingly, Nell is back, which is very surprising to the dismay of Odahime. Odahime is like, yo, who is this big titty chick that just came and started hugging on my mans? That's pretty much what she looked like. And even Sato, aka Chad, was like, hey, you don't, it's kind of unnecessary, right? Like, why is she doing this? Pretty much type deal. So, but really, Grimjow, I like what he said though, man. He said, look, you thought you could kill me before I kill you, or something like that. He said, you think you're gonna kill me without me killing you? And he also was like, look, I need a place to kill you, which is Waco Mundo, and this dude's gonna threaten it. So I'm not exactly on your side, but I'm on your side for this fight, because it's going to destroy. We have a common enemy. My enemy of my enemy is my friend, pretty much. And so that's where we're at with that part of the story. And hey, hold on, Yoruichi just keeping this a secret this whole time, that like this is the plan. Especially when we saw Grimjow, like a little piece of Grimjow in the first Cour of the Thousand Years Blood War, and they never went back to it, and they just never even told us like, hey man, this is when Grimjow's coming back, until this one, pretty much when Waco Mundo is being threatened. So with that, but that's not the only surprises that came back. We got two of the Fullbringer arc characters coming back also. Hold on, let me tell y'all. Let me give y'all some names. I got it. Hold on, we got it. I got it somewhere. It was here. Oh, I'm gonna be back. Ryuka, and also Yukayo. I probably fucked the name up, so please don't judge me for the names. I'm really bad with names. Okay, I'm good with faces, but I'm bad with names. Sorry. So one of them, Eureka can she can create things into a box, like it can just completely create things. And what she created was a box with railing, with a railing. This is going to be important later. Trust me. Hold on. And Yuriku, Kyo, whatever, yeah, he can create like things with the electronic device, and pretty much he can control electricity. Well, not electricity. He can create perceptions. He can really create a perception of things going on electronically with this video game thing. And he's like, that's not exactly how it works. So we don't exactly know how it works. That's just what Yoruichi says. And so what's cool is that this box that was created and also this railing was made in this place called the Valley of the Screams, aka the Gargantua. And it's pretty much a hidden area to where if if they want to do, I don't know, a sneak attack to go stop whatever Yahba and the Star Raiders are doing, they can do a sneak attack if it comes down to it. And guess what? That's what they use to get there. And this is how we start getting things kind of like explained about how we're going to get up there. Why are we in? Because they're not being even sensed because they're in between worlds. And that was cool. That was a really cool experience to have. And yeah, I just that's pretty much their part of the story. That's pretty much, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's literally the most important part for them. Okay, what's next is Steinmeier are looking surprised by his eyes. Oh yeah, Nick Lavar is the one that gets completely scared of him. Okay, so then we go to the Soul Reapers. The Soul Reapers are having a little trouble opening the gate. Apparently, they don't have enough soul power to power up Kisuke's gate. Now, here's the problem. Is that there's not a lot more Soul Reapers left. They got murked. Oh my, I didn't know how bad the Quincy's fucked them up. And they fucked them up. I'm sitting here like, yo, their numbers are completely depleted. Also, they're not using Aizen. And also, Kenpachi, we find out later, is in the bathroom. So they don't have enough power to power up this gate. And also, at the same time, Yahaba is literally tearing up the Soul Society around them because he's because he's creating his new kingdom. Once again, like I said, he's not just taking apart the structures that made the Soul Palace. What he's doing is destroying the Soul Society to create the really the Serete, which is where the Soul Reapers live. He's tore that shit up. That's it. That's all, folks. And so but luckily Kurasuchi is a piece of shit. I just want to let this be known. Really, this is why Quincy's really do hate Soul Reapers, is because of guys like Koruichi, because he used to do experiments on Quincy's and talk shit to Quincy's when he's doing them. And when him and well, I don't want to talk about the Udi. Well, yeah, well, him and Udio meets up, and of course he talks shit about experiments. He said, "I can't wait to experiment on you." Like, what type of weird shit? But yeah. So he has an actual machine to power up the soul. They everybody has an orb, and they have to use the orb to kind of use the spiritual pressure to open up this gate. They don't have enough spiritual pressure, so he has an amplifier, which, unbeknownst to Kisuke, he's like, "Yo, why did you not ever tell me that you had this? This could have been a lot easier. You made this very difficult. Like, why would you not tell us this?" And he's just a dickhead. That's pretty much what he was. And he also doesn't like that Kisuke's actually smarter than him, and also Kisuke's much stronger than him as a captain. So that's pretty much what's happening with them. They have to open up the gate. They open up the gate, and Sunsui's like, "All right, let's get it. It's time to go. Time to get it." I don't know why they brought foot soldiers with them, because they're not going to be enough for these 5-6 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not enough. You didn't bring. They're not going to do anything. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. They're practically in the fucking way. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with the Soul Reapers. And they get to the gate, but they do get through the gate, and they start to they go up, and them and Ichigo's group actually make it to the Soul Palace, or the new palace, at the same time. Different places at the same time though, but it's completely different already. Now, here's the deal. Yaba has already started making his kingdom. He actually has a whole fucking palace that he made. He has walls, everything. Pretty much he invited them to come up to he is inviting. He's like, "Hey, if you guys want to come, all right, cool, that's fine with me. Yeah, we're just gonna let you guys up here." And so everybody's like, "So how is this gonna work?" And then we find out Yodoichi has a brother, which is completely unbeknownst to Ichigo, which I thought was a funny exchange between him and Yodoichi, where she was like, "What do you want to know? Like, yeah, what are you, my fiance?" And I was like, "Wow, what?" Because let me tell you something. You can be my fiance. Okay, sorry. Look who I chose to be my Beyonce. Yodoichi. Okay, all right, my bad. Sorry. Continuing on. So, they find out that they can't create footholds in this. When I'm saying footholds, they can't create like little steps out of thin air. They can't do it because there's no reishi, which calls using all of the reishi to build this kingdom around them. So they can't create footholds. We find this out because Yodoichi's brother tries to jump and try to find her because he can feel her spiritual pressure, and he's like, "Hey, hold on, that's my sister. Oh my gosh, my brother's here!" And so he tried to use the foothold and almost fell off a cliff, and it was saved by Renji. So pretty much, we find out the name of this new kingdom, which is yeah, War Welt. I'm calling it War Welt until somebody tells me anything different. He names it War Welt, and they're like, War Welt. Okay, yeah. It feels like these dudes are going with him, and also I think one lady. I think they have a lady. Whatever. His lieutenants seem to go with him because they're terrified of him. And they're like, that doesn't sound like too bad of a fucking name. We're going to protect it with all our might. We're going to kill all the Soul Reapers. What? Yeah, we're going to kill all the Soul Reapers. Yeah, we're going to kill all the motherfuckers. They're going to come to us. We're going to get them. That's pretty much what they get their own little thing. Now they have something to fight for. Something big as fuck to fight for. And so Yaba is just like, yo, you guys ready? Yep. All right, cool. I'm just gonna sit the fuck back and watch you guys kick some ass. It's pretty much what he's doing. So I think that's Ichigo's grandfather. Just putting it out there. But that's just a guess on my end. Okay, just putting it out there. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of that episode. It was a lot going on, a lot more going on. I just condensed it down to 16 minutes of telling you guys some good shit, the good parts. But that was the Holy Reborn. That was episode 6. So let's talk about episode motherfucking 7, bitch. Woo! Forgot the name of this one. Oh, Gate of the Sun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. The hell? Okay, fuck you. Fuck you and you. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Gate of the Sun. This might be called Renji's back? Question mark. I'm going to talk about the most major fight out of all these shits. Last. I'm going to talk about it last. We'll talk about it last. I'll leave it alone. We'll talk about it last. So, Yaba is like, look, let's give these guys a warm welcome. Go seek and destroy all the fucking Soul Reapers that you can find. And the Soul Reapers start running and trying to figure things out as they're running. Everybody's running towards Warwell, pretty much to get to Yaba, and they pretty much spread out and they're starting to fight some of the Stein Raiders. I'm not good with names. Not good with names. I will do better with names next week. I'm sorry. I should have wrote them down. That's on me. That's my bad. Goodness gracious. I feel like shit. Okay. So, Shunsui is running with the regular Soul Reapers. He has quite a few regular Soul Reapers. Pretty much their cannon fucking fodder for the sniper Stein Raider. Now, once again, just want to I'm going to say Sniper Quincy for right now. The Quincy's use bow and arrows. Or really, they use projectiles. And so what happens is that they're starting to run and trying to figure out where to go. And one of them gets popped by the sniper guy right through the chest. Now, people, just in case y'all don't know, so the souls in Bleach, the problem with these souls is if you get hit center mass, you're practically dead. You're gonna die. But Soul Reapers go to a certain place, aka hell. But that breaks their soul chain, and once their soul chain is there, it's over. They really pretty much turn into hollows. So that's what happens. And so they're getting sniped out. The one Viking looking Quincy. I don't think he gets into a fight yet, but we find out that Kenpachi has been in the restroom this whole time, which is why Kosuchi, piece of fucking shit, he made his own gate to go up there. He could have helped everyone else out. Dude makes his own gate, and Kenpachi comes up behind him with the rest of Squad 3 and Squad 3. Yeah, Squad. I think it's Squad 3. Fuck. They come up. They're behind him, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys ready? Yeah, okay, cool. So we're just gonna run." He said, hold on." Of course, she's like, whoa, hold on, buddy. Where have you been?" And he was like, "I was in the restroom, and it seems like you guys just left me. Like, how you gonna leave one of your strongest warriors? And you just left me, dog. They're like, what happened?" So I saw this gate that you decided to open for you and your lieutenant, and I just walked through it. What? What is going on here? So, he decided to walk through it with them. Okay. And Kenpachi is like, "Look, I'm just gonna let y'all guys know right now. If you get in my way, I'm gonna fucking kill you." Pretty much type deal. Like that is pretty much how Kenpachi rolls. Remember the way Kenpachi was shown to us was standing over a pile of fucking dead bodies as a child with the sword that he has to this day that's withered, and he never even knew the name of the Zanbakuto. You're welcome. Pretty much this shit's like a sword though, like a regular fucking sword. I don't think it is a Zanbakuto. So sorry, my bad, y'all. I kind of just want to talk about the Renji versus Uryu fight. Okay, I'm gonna give a little backstory, just in case. I know some of you probably haven't haven't watched the original series. Some of you probably have watched the original series, so I can talk about this kind of freely a little bit. There's a backstory between Uryu and Renji. When Renji first came down, okay, Renji and Byakuya first came down in the first season of this was starting rescue arc of the original Bleach. Renji was a badass, okay, a complete badass. What happened is that the first person that they ran into Ichigo. No, they ran into Uryu. So they ran into Uryu first, and Renji beat the shit out of Uryu. And I mean, he fucked him up bad to a point to where Ichigo had to save him. So I'm pretty sure after all these years, and also they fought together, like all these people have fought with Uryu, by the way, like side by side with him, from their Ronkars, from the fucking the balance, all that shit. Soul Reapers have been right next to this dude. He's been fighting with them. So that when they say the betrayer, it's literally a betrayal. So there's history between Renji and Uryu. People probably forgot it. It was over 20 some odd years ago. So, actually over 20, what is it, 2004? Over 20 years ago. Shit, damn. Over 20 years ago. Well, damn, over 20 years ago. We ain't gonna be technical. So, Renji fucked him up bad. Okay? And I mean, he was about ready to kill his ass if Ichigo doesn't show up. But he was protecting Rukia at the time. Okay, continuing on. This ass whooping has been 20 years in the fucking making. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, Renji has a new Bankai, which is fucking sweet. It's a sweet ass Bankai. I've always been a fan of Renji. Now, people, I want to make sure it's understood very clearly. Renji learned Bankai the same amount of time. It took Renji the same amount of time to learn his Bankai than Ichigo. So they both learned in 3 fucking days. 2 days. They learned in 2 days how to use Bankai. Okay? So just putting it out there. They both had to go talk to their Zanpakuto. Continuing on. Renji relearned his Bankai actually kind of made it stronger, gave it a little bit more power, gave it a little bit more juice. Now it's actually got a longer little sword. His shit actually goes a little bit longer. It actually stays kind of connected to him a little bit. So it's actually, this has been, I'm not gonna lie, out of all some of the fight scenes, like this is probably the second best fight scene that we've had, fight sequence that we've had throughout the Thousand Years Blood War. I'm going to say the first one, of course, is Ichigo versus Yahuba when he first gets to the soul. That was a beautiful fucking fight. I think him versus Udio was a good fight, but you already knew like Ichigo ain't going to kill. But this also comes up in this one. So everyone still thinks that Udio's kind of like their friend. Like they have to like, they can whoop his ass, but they can't kill him, like type deal, because they still see him as a brethren. And the thing is that Udio does not see them as that. Udio never saw them as that. Udio saw them as kind of like teammates. Like I can be traded at any point, and here I am, right here, about to fight with pretty much their king. You know what I'm saying? Their god. And proceeding, the fight is really fucking good. Renji kind of gets the upper hand at the end, and then Udio's like, oh, here's the problem. You didn't know how strong I got this time. Oh, you didn't know my strength. Oh, let me show you something. He entraps him in like a sea of arrows. Okay, a sea of them. And he's like, all right, so first, I'm going to fucking take away your Bankai. That's first. I'm going to take away that. Also, you won't be even to use your Shikai mode. Shikai is just your regular, like, what they look like regularly. And he's like, I'm not even going to let you use that. He said, I ain't even, you know what I mean? And then Renji gives out one more Bankai. Bang! Kai! And he gets it out. But he's just like, he shoots something at Udio. Udio shoots an arrow straight through Renji, and pretty much he walks up to Renji and says, you made 3 mistakes. You didn't try to kill me. He said, you unconsciously tried not to kill me. Goes back to the Ichigo fight. Like, these people still see him as their friend. That, like, we are friends. And then he said, number 2, you didn't know how strong I was. You didn't even know my powers. I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why would you, what? And then third, you're a fucking Soul Reaper. Yo, what? This is why Udio I ain't gonna lie, the Udio kind of is coming out like a fucking badass right now. And yeah. Yeah. Somebody, I forgot who talked to him. I think it was Renji. Yeah, it was Renji. Renji was talking shit a little bit. He was like, Ichigo. He said something about Ichigo. He was like, I killed Ichigo. And he's like, oh, you thought you killed Ichigo? He was like, I should have known. That motherfucker's so stubborn. I should have known that his ass is so stubborn, bothers me. And I was sitting here watching him just like, this dude really thought he killed Ichigo. It's the fucking king, bitch. He just got, you know what I mean? Hey, man, we got to fall down 8 times to get up 9, baby. That's just what happens. It happens. I think that if he fights against Kenpachi like that, Kenpachi gonna kill his ass. Because Kenpachi don't give a fuck. Byakuya probably will kill him. But Renji and them, like, you got to understand, it's like, there's like a core group. It's the World of the Living Kids, which is Ichigo, Odahime, Chad. And also it was Udio, of course. And then you have the Soul Reapers. The closest Soul Reapers, I would say, to their group, you just add Rukia and Renji. Like, Renji becomes part of the group because he starts training with Ichigo. And it's just like, and also all of them saved Rukia. So we're watching this and you're just sitting here like, you forget that it took a long time, but these people have been friends forever. You know what I mean? They're great friends. And they bled together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think that when you go to war with somebody, like, this is my buddy right here. Like, not my buddy, but this is a person that, like, I can depend on. And this is what this Cour is about, is that I think the conflict is not between Quincy's and Soul Reapers. It's between Udio and his friends. And the separation. because he's able to separate. I hate these motherfuckers. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. And we're sitting here like, man, we just want ODU to snap out of it, but I don't think he's ever going to snap out of it. I think that hate's always been there. He just subsided it because they had a common goal into stopping this power, that power, stopping Aizen, of course. Once again, my enemy of my enemy is what? My friend. So it's just, it sucks watching them fight him. Like, yeah, Renji was going to lose that fight because he wasn't going in to kill. He was going in to maim him, to pretty much make him snap out of it. And it's just like, I can't. He doesn't have that in him. And Uryu's just like, I'm here to kill you. I hate you fucks. They killed the man's grandfather. Yes, he's going to try to kill his teacher, his main teacher. Soul Reapers killed him and experimented on him. Yes, he's going to try to kill you fucks. You should probably stop trying to be his friend, and you should probably go with some murderous intent, because he is. And once again, he hit Renji's center mass. It looks like Renji's pretty much dead. I mean, it looks like it. If Renji somehow survives this shot, I would be surprised completely. And I'm saying Renji was back because Renji looked like he had the upper hand. It looked like Renji of old, like Renji that like motherfuckers should have been completely scared. Like, he will fold anybody. This is the same Renji that fought Ichigo type deal. Like, gave Ichigo some the blues a little bit, and then Ichigo found his resolve and fucked him up. But this is life. But it just feel like this has just been Renji this whole time. They made him into a back character that can't fight no more. That isn't a great fighter no more. It bothers me. That's one of my favorite characters. He was one of my favorite characters until Grimmjow came, and then like Grimmjow just, I mean, it's just because it's Grimmjow. But Renji was one of my favorite characters too. Instead of, if you don't count Ichigo, Renji's my favorite character, one of my favorite ones. And I'm just sitting here watching, just like, fuck, man, they downgraded my boy so fucking bad, man. Damn. Oh man. So that's pretty much that episode. That's pretty much all that. Oh, no. Sorry, my fault. That is not. What the fuck am I doing? So Grimmjow starts to chase Nick Lavar. Nick Lavar? Whatever fucking dumbass name is. He starts to chase him. And Grimmjow is chasing him, and all of a sudden he gets knocked out by him. He's knocked down. He can't move his body. Can't do any of this shit. Dude's talking shit to him. And he's like, look, man. It's just like, he said, look, I'm here now. Now I want to kill you and Ichigo. Oh, that chase scene was cool, though. That was it was a cool chase scene because Grimmjow went from being in his human form, to being that tiger form. Like, he used his hand to turn into the tiger form. He's not even used, I'm telling you, he's not even used his Zanbakuto yet. He hasn't even used his Seto yet. That's the crazy part. And so, he's chasing this guy, and like I said, he gets knocked out by his powers. And then, at the end of the episode, we see Ichigo, like the fucking knight that he is, walking up and saying, you need a little help? And that's the end of the episode. Yo, I'm just gonna say this shit right now. These episodes right here are fucking fire. They're fire. I don't care. The Cour 3 is the best out of the first two right now. It's the best. It's the best one. They have had the best episodes. Period in the story. Like, the best episodes have happened here. So I think they're only going to go up from here because we're going to have a lot more fight scenes. I don't know how many episodes this is supposed to be, but I'm here for it every fucking week. Woo! Now, I probably spoiled a lot for you guys. If you haven't watched the episode yet, you should probably go watch it. I'm probably going to put a spoiler warning on the title so you make sure that you don't get spoiled. I'm a lover of Bleach. Yes, I understand. I don't know a lot of I'm not good with names. Once again, I'm great with faces. And also, I know the badass characters, which is Grimmjow Jaggerjack, and fucking Renji Abadai, and fucking Ichigo Kurosaki. Okay? So, fuck off. But I was hyped for Renji to finally get back to fighting, though. And to see him pretty much get folded by Uryu was kind of poetic justice. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was sitting there like, Uryu's been waiting years to fuck you up. Uryu's been waiting years to whoop your ass. That's what he wanted. Uryu was like, yes, it's not Ichigo, it's Renji. owe him an ass whooping, and he gave it to him. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, Reggie's one of my favorite characters. He deserved that shit. When he first came down to the world of the living, he fucked. He fucked. And like Byakuya was just standing there watching him get his ass whooped. I feel like it would be even more poetic justice if he fights Byakuya next. Like for real, that's just pretty much where we're at with that one. Because if he doesn't, I don't know. I just, it's just these fight scenes have been fucking beautiful. They have been so beautiful to watch. The chase scene between Grimjaw and Nick Lavar, fucking beautiful. It was beautiful. Like it's just I love watching this because I love watching it with this animation. Now, I am part of the old school genre, old school era where I love that animation too. Don't get it twisted. That's actually my favorite type of animation. I don't know what it's called, but it's my favorite type. I hate that fucking 3D shit, but sometimes. But this one, it's beautiful. It's just I'm sorry, I know it sounds crazy, but it's just like beautiful violence we're watching. Like a good dance fight between these Soul Reapers and the Quincy's, because they're two completely different types of powers. One of them has to be up and close and personal and slice and dice you, and the other one can be away and just start sniping you. Pretty much. It's pretty much what the Quincy's can do. And so as I'm watching, I'm just like, this shit is fucking beautiful. This is beautiful how they figured this out. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Renji practically won that fight if he went for killing, if he went to go kill Uryu instead of trying to just fuck him up. You thought Uryu forgot about that ass whooping? He did not. He did not. He not only did he forget about it, he went saying, "I'm gonna fucking kill you for whooping my ass." So that's pretty much what happened throughout this episode. This is one of the better episodes. Like I said, it's just keep getting fucking better and better and better. And I'm loving it. I'm here for next week too. Oh my gosh, I'm here. Let's go. So that's the episode for today. That's the episode for today. I know I probably don't give a lot of information. I just give my background information, probably hit key points of the episode. Probably not the greatest of key points of episodes, but I feel like that fight needed to be talked about more than anything else. So I don't give a fuck. So, hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you go and watch it yourself. I know it's probably in subtitles right now. They're starting to do the English dubs are starting to roll out. I think this week actually. I think this week the English dubs are going to start rolling out. So, staying with them, man. Stay with it. So, with that, I would like to say where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finance. And I know I put this on Facebook that I was going to talk about Cross last night. I completely went to sleep. I ain't gonna lie to you. As soon as I posted it, I was like, I'm going to bed. Night night. And that's literally what happened. I'm sorry. There will be a review about Cross. Tomorrow's Thursday. Probably will do it Thursday if I have time. I'm going to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Get my lift on, baby. And then after I do that, we're going to get to talking about Cross, which was a fantastic show. If you have not watched it yet on Amazon, Amazon is pumping out some great shows right now. And so you don't sleep. It's literally, I wouldn't say the Black Reacher. I wouldn't say that. No, you can't say that. You can't. No, you can't. Because Reacher's kind of like action packed. This one's more of a detective type deal. Like you're trying to solve a case with them. So, with that, I like to say thank you so much for listening. Oh, go check out the Patreon if you guys have checked out the Patreon. If you haven't yet, go check out the Patreon. The link is going to be in the details, whatever, the fucking, y'all know where it's going to be. Hopefully you know where it's going to be. But go check out the Patreon, yo. For all this month, all proceeds will go towards veteran causes, veteran efforts, mostly going to to pass the torch for veterans. If you do want to donate, please go to the website below also if you get a chance. But like I said, all proceeds, like I said, will go towards veteran causes for this month. So with that, I like to say I love all you guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.